he was talking about. But basically, with the AFE, I believe, I can't remember the name of the organization, but they basically gave guns to Mexico, and now they're trying to cover up the whole scandal. I mean, it's just one big cluster F. It really is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how they get away with it. Well, actually, I do know. The liberals control the media, and the media controls information. Therefore, the information that the White House want to pump out is what they're gonna give you. But don't be an idiot. Don't feed on that. If they tell you the sky is yellow, look outside and look at the sky. Look it up on the internet. Look at different sources and say the sky is in fact blue, it's not yellow. This is what you need to do. If CNN, ABC, NBC, CBS, they tell you X, Y, and Z, look it up in multiple sources and make sure that what they're telling you is correct. Because they're in the tank for this liberal communist Conrad Obama. And no matter what they try to convince you of that's right, it's wrong. Just think of it this way. Instead of thinking of them innocent until proven guilty, think of them guilty and try to prove them innocent. That's what you gotta do with these politicians. Think of them guilty until you prove them innocent. That's the only way it works with these corrupt politicians. And if you, in your mind, if you think they're already guilty, once you look up the evidence and you find that they're innocent, then bravo for them. But you have to look at it that way, because if you look at them as being innocent and truthworthy, you're going to get burnt every time. So think of them guilty until proven innocent. And that is the only way that you will be able to be a free thinker, and you'll be able to overcome all this corruption. You will know, you'll be informed. I mean, it's definitely a guaranteed fact that most people who listen to talk radio are way more informed than someone else who don't listen to it. So I challenge you. Don't listen for one day and say, this is BS. No, listen for a full month straight. I recommend many shows. I recommend. I don't really want to sway you one way or the other, but start off with Mark Levin, and then go with Glenn Beck, and then once you're really feeling groovy, you go with Michael Savage, which, by the way, UKFU. How could you ban this man for telling the truth? You put him on the same list as a terrorist, you ban him from going to your country? You guys are pathetic. I wouldn't want to step foot in your stinking, dirty, militant, Muslim... Alright, I'll stop right there. It's pathetic. No wonder you guys are burning in flames and going down. Give a damn. Can't ban someone for speaking the truth. That's what it is. It's just like Facebook banning my website, politicalbombshow.zzl.org. They banned it. Anytime I try to put it there, they block it from being put on their website. Pathetic losers. That's why you guys are going down the hill like MySpace pretty soon, once this other leading social site comes out. Pathetic bunch of losers. You're just as bad as Google and YouTube. One and the same. What does the government do? Millions of people flock there, so they buy them out and they pump it full of propaganda. That's what happens, basically. Don't be fooled, like I said. Fact-checked everything. You know, like how Stone Cold Steve Austin used to say, don't trust anyone? Well, that's a fact. Don't trust anyone. DTA. Check everything out. Check everything out. Fact check. Make sure that they're not feeding you a line of bull. If you don't understand something, try to understand it. Or find someone who will. The Heritage Foundation, a knowledge of wealth there. You will learn a lot of things. The Hills Foundation, there's so many of them. Just go to politicalbombshow.zzl.org and look on the bottom of the page. You'll see quite a bit of great organizations that can help you be on your way to be, to be a free thinker. That's pretty much the way you have to go about doing this thing. What else? What else? There's nothing else that I really wanted to say, but basically what this administration wants to do, and all these liberals, they only want two classes. Right now, there's the rich, there's the poor, and there's the middle class. We, as being middle class, are a threat to their so-called New World Order. They have to eliminate us, because if you're poor, you have to depend on them, and the rich, well, they're in a class by themselves. So if you eliminate us, the middle class, then it'll be a lot better for them to achieve their goals. We have to fight against that. We have to fight against that. If they achieve this goal by eliminating us, the middle class, don't believe anything that they say they're fighting for us, the middle class. Like, I remember what I said. If you could take anything away from what I'm telling you today, as far as the politicians go, they're guilty until innocent. They lie, and then you have to prove that they're not lying. So if they tell you that they're for the middle class, scratch your head and say that he's lying or she's lying. There's something wrong with that. They don't want us here. We're a threat to their little pansy New World Order organization, so they can rule and have us dependent on them. I'm not gonna fall for that. So I stop breathing. That's the only way that they'll be able to get me into that social BS. Are you crazy? New World Order? The hell out of my face with that. Just irritates me to death how people could be so ignorant. And following people like Reverend Jesse Jackson and that idiot Louis Farrakhan, what a load of crock. I remember I had a buddy who wanted me to be Muslim. I said, I'm Christian, I don't want to be Muslim. But I understand what this Million Man March is about, so I'll go with you. And it, in theory, was a good thing, but when I started listening to this Farrakhan speak on stage, I had to walk away. I said, I don't believe in anything that this guy is saying. He sounds like a blithering idiot. I mean, those days are over. It's not slavery days anymore. And then when he say things like I can't remember the guy what was the guy in the military, the guy who shot everyone up. I can't recall his name, but when he says things like maybe he was shooting them up because he didn't like the things that they were talking about as far as raping and sodomizing people overseas and stuff. That's just all BS. I don't believe any of that. I mean, this man is a psychotic loser. He's not a minister at all. He's not a man of God. He's not a man of God at all. And to use God to gain riches and to gain followers, son, you're in trouble. When Judgment Day comes, you are in a whole heap of trouble. You don't use God to do your evil biddings. So trust me on that one. You barked up the wrong tree, so to speak. You don't do that. Disagree with me? Why don't you debate me? Give me a call. 858-233-9337. And for information of wealth, politicalbombshow.zzl.org. Till next week. God bless America.
Political corruption kills the nation. A new sheriff coming to town. The politician is alone. They're all too corrupted. Political bomb, so come on people, let's go. Political bomb, so come on people, let's go.